assistant with us. Now, wait a minute. I always put mustard on mine.
Oh, yeah.
It's good and tasty.
Hank's Look Around Cafe.
Never gets old.
Welcome.
All right, folks. Welcome to another episode of YuSKool. Let's turn this down just a little bit. To all who shall see these present greetings, today is Thursday, 212 days until Christmas. Now, this show will start in the matter of 10, 9, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0. And this is episode number 76, which I got the last one wrong. I don't know if you
yeah, you did.
caught on to that one.
Saw that.
Allow me to introduce myself. At home plate, it is I, the Turkey Machine, Al Baby, Reverend Al, Sweet Al, Al Pastor, DJ Sticky Buttons, Gorilla Storm and Norman, etc., etc. All names that I've given myself, except for Storm and Norman. So we're going to have a base runner on first, or ghost runner on first, ghost runner on second, and in scoring position we have Mr. Scooter himself, or some may call him Sparky. Welcome back to the podcast, mi amigo.
It's nice to be back.
Good to have you back.
Thanks.
So, did you listen to the last podcast at all?
I will have to admittedly say I only watched about the first half.
It was a long podcast.
It was I think 2 hours and 27 minutes.
So I don't blame you, because that's a lot of time to waste.
It was a doozy.
But we covered a lot of things, but we had a lot of things that we didn't even get finished or get close to covering. So I just kept some of the same subjects from the last podcast, and I'm just going to read them off to you. And you tell me which one you even want to start off with. So we got the California population has decreased. I forgot to talk about this on Pluto, but Pluto TV, the app, it has a lot of music videos, whether it's 90s music videos, country music videos, modern music videos, which who knew they still made music videos?
I was going to say I didn't know that.
But it's just like the old MTV. And I don't think they have any commercials on it either, which is kind of crazy. Steve Will Do It giveaways. He's a dude that I follow on Instagram. Wedding ideas. 4 wedding ideas. When was the last time you puked after you drank beer or drinking at all? How many people have you talked to and not known it was their birthday? Or vice versa. How many people have you talked to and they didn't know it was your birthday?
I got a funny story about that one, actually.
We'll probably go to that one first then. How one of my favorite quotes was from a girl. She said, "Hold the dogs, I gotta poop," to her boyfriend. Keep your feet off the dash while you're in the passenger seat on a road trip.
Very, very factual.
Have you ever used the restroom in public and you had to go so bad that you just didn't even put the ass gasket down?
100%.
Hot teachers. What's with the hot teachers having sex with their students? Driving around and you see 10-foot high fences. You know exactly what they're growing behind those fences. Lumps on your wrist or cysts on your wrist and how to get rid of them. We've had a lot of feedback about water beds. Apparently a lot of people have formerly owned water beds.
Or been conceived on water beds.
Or have made sweet, sweet love on waterbeds.
Never even thought about that, but I'm not going to lie, it'd be a pretty fun ride.
The motion in the ocean.
Sometimes you got to make waves to surf.
Have you ever seen a man sitting with a really super tight cross action happening? Meaning they're sitting and their legs are crossed and they're so tight, you're curious to yourself, where's their twig and berries?
That has happened.
And there was another subject. Oh, I'm going camping this weekend, and I have a wedding to DJ this weekend. So you tell me what topic you want to talk about. Are you texting somebody right now?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So is there any? I just thought I'd call you out a little bit. Kind of like the dog father, where he was watching TV during this podcast, and I heard a little noise going on in the general vicinity.
Yeah.
And no way did I think he was going to be watching television, but sure enough, he was watching TV. I still have yet to put that episode on YouTube, by the way.
Oh,
so I think I might put that one out. Anyways,
let's start with puking after drinking. You said, when was the last time?
when was the last time?
Ooh.
When was the last time you puked while you drank? Mine was probably not that long ago, a few months ago.
Ooh.
We were in this podcast room, and we had a shot of whiskey with raw refrigeration. And I can't remember who else, maybe Mikey. Anyways, we had a shot of whiskey, and I told him before I took the shot, I said, you know what's going to happen is I'm going to puke.
Or fight. I remember those days.
Well, now mostly it's just puking. So sure enough, I took it down the hatch. Everything in my stomach came out. Walked right out to the orchard and puked my brains out.
Weight loss program. I'll be honest. I couldn't tell you the last time that I remembered puking. Really,
I thought you were picking this subject because you had a good, funny story about it.
I did have a funny story one time. Thankfully, as far as I know, I don't think my parents listen to this. But there was one time it was, oh man, we were probably like 16. I think Boney's parents were out of town, and it was Boney Palooza, probably 98. And man, we drank peppermint schnapps. I think I killed like 2 pints.
Oh, I was not in this trip.
No, I remember it was me and Boney's and Johnny, and I don't know who else was there. But anyways, we tied one on tight that night, and I was probably 15, 16. And I think I killed like 2 pints of 100 proof peppermint schnapps.
Ugh.
And
that sounds horrible.
it was horrible. I'm pretty sure I went blackout drunk. And
Did you ever touch the stuff after that?
Actually not.
No.
That was a one and done.
A lot of people have that same situation with like tequila.
Oh, tequila's from the devil.
Whiskey. Or brandy or whatever their drink of choice was.
I remember, man, I threw up I don't know how many times at Boney's house, and I remember they sat me on the step into the garage. They gave me the old little like 2-gallon red Ace hardware bucket because I was throwing up like a pregnant woman. And I was like, oh, I'm so hungry and thirsty. And I remember they gave me the little 25-cent like Lay's chips bags you get in like hot lunches.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I was eating those and drinking water. And I mean, the second it hit my stomach, it'd come right back up. And I remember like looking down, and I wasn't even eating the chips. I was throwing up like whole chips.
Ugh.
And I tried to sober up for a few hours, and I was still 3 sheets to the wind drunk.
So did they just drop you off?
They dropped me off. They brought me home.
Your parents were home?
I'm almost positive they were.
Was it a Saturday or a Friday?
Probably a Friday night.
Okay. So I'm thinking you got church the next morning.
Yeah, right. Anyways, I remember I was hammered, and they drive me home, and they're like, hey, you good to go inside, man? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And I walk up to the front door, and like just as I'm about to open the front door, I just puke all in the bushes, right off the front porch. And I look back, and I just give them a super drunken thumbs up, and I just walk in. I mean, I was tore up.
Well, at least your parents didn't have to like help you in the house.
Oh no, that's never happened. I have never had to been helped into bed or anything like that. But I've
come close.
Yeah.
Well, look at you. Yeah. So I was not there. I don't remember. I don't know if I've ever seen you that intoxicated where you puke. So you must have a good tolerance or
I guess
self-control.
I try to keep it between the navigational beacons, I guess.
It's kind of a good way to look at it. But speaking of drinking, what are you drinking right now?
The tried and true Coors Original, the banquet beer.
John Elway.
The old John Elways. You can't go wrong.
No, is that your drink of choice lately?
I got a little 30-pack in the fridge.
What else have you been drinking lately? Coors Light?
No,
Coors?
I don't drink beer flavored water. This is the lowest content I go. I'm normally an IPA guy, but every once in a while,
You're a Sierra Nevada guy, right?
I'll drink any IPA. I'm not scared of it. But
Sierra Nevada's an IPA?
Well, Sierra Nevada Original is just a pale ale, and then they have the India Pale Ale, which is just a little bit more hoppy and bitter. But I mean, like the Torpedo, that's like a double IPA, delicious. But every once in a while, I'll trade up for a little Coors Original when you just kind of sitting there at the river with the kids,
but never a Keystone Light.
Well, I mean, we drank Keystone. I mean, going back to high school, I mean, it was Keystone Light because it was bargain barrel. And I don't know if you remember, but I do. We were high class when it was payday on a Friday night, and we got Coors Light instead of Keystone Light.
Yeah,
we were a high class pinky drinkers. And
I remember a few times with you while we were doing that.
Oh,
but I remember a few times on the other flip side having to drink. What was that? Okay, so we asked the guy to buy us Keystone Light. He comes back with Keystone Premium.
I do remember that. That was actually going out to...
that was at my parents' house.
Yes, I remember that. And we...
All right, let's take a little break here real quick.
Fair enough.
Hey everyone, we're here today to talk to you about Row Refrigeration. Row Refrigeration is a California licensed contractor specializing in commercial refrigeration. If you have a convenience store or manage a grocery store and you have walk-in coolers where guys reach in to, maybe grab a 6-pack of sodas or something, but then everything goes wrong and it breaks and nobody wants to come back into your store because your sodas are warm, well, Row Refrigeration would be perfect for you. Or maybe you have a business with ice machines or cold storage. Even if you're in the ag industry or restaurant business, Row Refrigeration is your one call to fix all. So give John Rowe a call. Grab a pen, grab some paper. His phone number is 209-483-2814. I'm going to say that one more time. 209-483-2814. He's there for all your refrigeration needs. California license number 1056216. This show is brought to you by Grossi Electric. Grossi Electric Inc. strives to provide customers with quality service for all electrical automation and design needs. The scope of their projects include, but are not limited to, irrigation, agricultural and food processing, packaging, solar energy, and everyday electrical solutions. With a wide range of customers throughout California, Grossi Electric is your go-to source for all your electrical and automation needs. Grossi Electric is located at 2020 Main Street in Escalon. Office hours are 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Give them a call at 209-821-6733.
At Grossi Electric, they strive to provide.
Okay, we are back. Sorry about that. Took a little break. My kids were literally chasing each other around the house with bats and hockey sticks.
This is true.
We had to take a pause, a timeout. My wife has been gone for maybe a couple minutes, and this is what happens. So not looking forward to them getting older, and who knows what else could happen. But they're wild and crazy little shits. So, anyways, you're drinking Coors Original. I am drinking a glass of wine. Steep Ridge, never heard of it. A Cabernet Sauvignon, whatever it's called.
Sava not gonna work here anymore.
It's not bad. First time tasting it. Whatever. I think I got it for free from a fundraiser or something like that. But it's working. It's getting me where I want to go. So we're off the last time we puked.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many people have you talked and not known it was their birthday? As far as I know, because no one's corrected me, I don't believe I've talked to people and it wasn't their birthday.
Oh, come on. How many people at work have you talked to?
Well, like I said, I might have, but they never told me and I didn't find out. So
I think we all have done it like a lot, more than we think.
But I do have a funny story. I think this was about 2-3 years ago or so. Usually you think that there's pretty much 3 people that aren't ever going to forget your birthday, and that's your wife, your mother, and your father.
Yeah.
And I think it was about 3 years ago. And ironically, I was on my way to work, and both my mom and my father call. And I'm like, oh, great. It's going to be the, generic, oh, happy birthday. Oh, thanks, whatever.
You feel a year older?
Right. All that shenanigans.
Are your parents the kind that sing happy birthday to you?
My father, yes.
Okay.
But luckily I didn't say anything because I think both of them asked me something along the lines of, oh, what are you doing today? I need to borrow this. Or, hey,
just regular
random conversations. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, all right, well, I'll talk to you later. And I'm sitting here driving to work, and I'm like, literally both of my parents called me that morning, and completely forgot it was my birthday until I think it was about 8:00 at night or something. My mom said, I feel a little bit embarrassed when I realized later on in the day that I called you and didn't even realize it was your birthday until we were sitting back down for dinner and I saw it was your birthday on the calendar.
It happens, though. I mean, there's no excuse for parents to do it because parents of all people should be on top of it.
Yeah, the woman who birthed you,
right?
You think would be on her A game, but
she should remember.
She went from the capital A game to a lowercase a game that day. But
there's so many times though that seriously, you or say you or me or whatever, but it's your birthday and you're not really expecting it, but just people that you pass by, you don't expect them to know when your birthday is, but people that you pass by, they just, they'll talk to you. And then like a week later, now that you got Facebook, it pops up on Facebook and they're looking at it like, oh shit, I think I talked to that guy on his birthday. So you get text messages like,
see, and that's one reason why on my Facebook I don't have my birthday, because I get people have good intentions of, oh, happy birthday. I don't know.
You could put the wrong birthday on Facebook, so then everybody on Facebook has your wrong birthday, and then you know that the only way that they know it's your birthday is through Facebook.
Or how about the only time that you actually correspond with them is their annual happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, kiddo.
That's when you go, probably not friends. I'm lucky enough with your birthday because, well, it's exactly a month behind, so it's pretty hard to forget.
Yeah. The one thing that I've noticed, like with my mother-in-law and maybe my sister-in-law, the only time we text each other is for our birthdays. So if you go in our history of text message, it says, happy birthday, son. Happy birthday, mother. Happy birthday, son. Happy birthday, mother. Or happy birthday, sister-in-law. Happy birthday, brother-in-law. Back and forth. Until I think one time she wrote, looks like the only time we text each other is on our birthdays, which was true because there was like 3 years solid of just happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
See, at that point, like, see, and I get it, they have good intentions, but again, it's like if that's the only time you're going to text me, just don't text me happy birthday.
I
get it. It's good intentions, but it's like
some people get their feelings hurt though.
See, I don't care.
Like grown ass men will get their feelings hurt if you don't say happy birthday to them, which is kind of like childish.
100% child. It's just another day, but
they might either be, they might be only children. Maybe is what I'm thinking.
Or they probably wear, tight fitting pants,
loafers,
or loafers without socks.
They cross their legs really tight.
They cross their legs very tight.
Speaking of that, that was one of the topics we were going to talk about. And crossing your legs really tight. We all know that person or people.
Yep.
Men, grown men, who we know that they have full-size balls, I'm assuming.
Allegedly. I haven't seen another man's balls.
Now, they either have like super skinny legs and they can get away with it, or their balls are perfectly capable of being in like awkward positions and it doesn't affect them. But I've seen guys sitting there with their legs crossed, most of the times at church, and they got their legs crossed super tight and they're like over top of each other, like squeezing so tight. And you're thinking, where are their balls?
Or those pair of Dockers pants are so tight, you're like, bro, the stitching is about to blow out on that girl. And I guarantee you the only one happy person that's going to be happy the stitches finally blew out are your balls.
Do you remember that one teacher we used to have? He wore Dockers that were like maybe fit him in college, and his boys were pretty visible. It was like a male version of camel toe, so it'd be the moose knuckle. That's him. He just, Scooter just wrote the name down, and I just confirmed that 'tis him.
You know what's funny is it's been what? Oh shit,
21 years.
Well, at least because but even when we first had him, that was probably 23 years ago, bro. It's been a quarter of a century, and I knew exactly who you were talking about.
Hey, that taught me a life lesson, though, in life. That taught me a life lesson to, obviously, everybody's going to gain weight. You have not gained weight, but most people gain weight throughout their life.
I've gained a few pounds.
You can do a couple things. You can just kind of sweep it under the rug. Your phone is just blowing up over there, and you're texting away.
I can do two things at once, bro.
Okay, so you can either do two things if you're gaining weight. You can sweep it under the rug and act like it's not happening and just wear your regular clothes and you can look like an idiot. Or you can accept the fact that you're gaining weight and you can go to the store and you can buy new clothes.
Or I'll do you one further. Or what if you maybe use, geez, this thing is,
yeah.
Or what if you
it's a
just
booty call?
Yeah, far from it. Or what if you use those smaller clothes to like motivate you to lose weight?
Well, you can lose weight. I guess that's the third part of it. You can lose weight,
or you can do, you can do one better and do the Wal-Mart route where you're still holding out hope up top, like that female who's got that muffin top blown out of that little white trash tankini she still has.
Oh yeah,
but she's given up on the bottom where she just has the plaid PJ pants.
Oh, that's your Manteca starter kit right there.
1,000%.
They're usually wearing those
the Manteca Wal-Mart kit.
They're usually wearing like those $2 Old Navy flip-flops.
Yes.
That are like white and smashed and like super dirty.
Yep. And like the bottoms of their feet are black, even though they're actually still wearing sandals. And you're like, how do you climb into your bed?
Their hair is usually like, how would I put it?
Greasy, nappy.
But it's in a scrunchie and there's usually like a weird color to it. Like they've colored it a pink or something stupid.
Like a pink or like a light blue.
Yeah. Not the type of girls you want to take home to mother.
Yeah. And they always have like some like awesome like neck tattoo.
Tramp stamps.
Little tramp stamps, or like a nice, classy little nose stud.
Oh, tongue rings.
Oh, tongue rings.
Those types of girls have
Classy.
tongue rings. There's only one reason for a tongue ring. I'm no doctor. Oh, that's funny.
That is
But
good.
that's the
good.
truth, though.
That is true.
What were we talking about before? Oh, tight leg crossers.
Yeah. Let's switch to, have you ever taken a shit in a public restroom and not used an ass gasket?
The reason why I wrote that is because I did it
Oh, I've done it.
like
Dude,
a week ago.
I've literally been to the point of there was absolutely no way. Like, I barely had enough time to pull my pants down enough where I was actually still shitting while sitting down. You don't got time for an ass gasket.
I have a mental picture now.
Like, it's coming, bro.
Ass gasket is a luxury at that point.
Yeah. Oh, at that point, whatever cooties were on that toilet seat were just collateral damage.
You were just getting down to the bare bones. Just like, hey,
you're getting down to the nitty gritty, bro. You're just
going point A to point B.
You're trying not to be that grown ass man having to walk back into Walmart and buy underwear.
Now, what exactly is so? I mean, what are you catching if you sit on a toilet seat that somebody else sat on? Is it just like their sweaty ass sweat on the seat that you don't want touching?
Pubes and pee and I don't know.
So my mom always told me, make sure you put the cowboy hat on. The
oh yeah, I
toilet
mean,
seat.
if I got time, 100%, I'll put a cowboy hat on. But sometimes, man, when business calls, you got to punch that ticket, dude.
I don't like when the gasket will stick to the
to you.
cheeks. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You stand up.
That's called a summertime problem.
Yeah. Especially like in well, you get it anywhere, but if you're sitting in a porta potty and you get that blue water on the cowboy hat.
I think I've maybe shit in a porta potty one time.
Oh, you're lucky,
bro. I will actually shit outside before I will shit in a porta potty.
You're lucky. Construction zone porta potties, military porta potties.
What about when you go to bend down, you put the little cowboy hat on, and before you can turn around and sit down, it slips right in the water, and you got to go put another one on. You're like, man,
that's the tightly folded one, right?
Yes.
So
it's like the top layer one.
There's a trick to that. You got to flip it over
so the crease goes up.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to constantly fight that thin surface of wax paper between your butt cheeks and whatever sickness you're going to be getting next. Have you ever used? Well, you said you've only used one in your life, but have you ever used like a one out in the orchard?
I've shit in an orchard.
No, but like there's porta potties out in orchards, so it's like all the laborers, hand pickers. They use them.
I've never used one. When I was a kid, porta potties in fields were not a thing. It was go do your business, bud. Because we got trees to cut.
The reason why I say that is because you definitely don't want to use it after like Chili Relleno Day, because that sucker is plumb full, and it's usually like 98 degrees outside, meaning it's 128 degrees inside the porta potty.
Smell.
So it's nice and ripe. It's been brewing for a couple days. Hopefully you come right after the porta potty cleaners come, like the windmill septic comes and sucks it up. But if you get right before or any time in between, it's going to be pretty ripe. And the ripest one
of that.
The ripest one I've ever used, and I still have PTSD from it, is one in a place called Camp Coyote, I think it was called, in Iraq. And let's just say there was probably 5 porta potties for like 500 Marines. And that thing was full within hours. They basically just sat there with the sucker truck, what do they call it, the honey truck or the honeysucker?
Something like that.
Anyways, they just basically sat there and they sucked it up like every couple hours. Or they went to all the other camps, sucked them up. But yeah, those things were pretty gnarly. And there was a lot of action going on inside there. They found a few females giving males favors in there.
They also probably had tongue rings.
Probably. In the desert in a pinch.
Hey,
You got your goggles on, your desert goggles on, and some of those Marines were seeing some funny things.
yeah, I'm pretty sure desert goggles are stronger than beer goggles.
2s are now 8s, or maybe even 10s.
I was gonna say, there's probably an algorithm of, if they were, if you were probably 2 or 3 months in, a 2 is probably an 8. But you've been there like 9 or 10 months, that 2 is probably a 9 or a 10.
Mm-hmm. The reason why I brought this up, like I said earlier, is I did this recently while I was thinking of topics to talk about, and it's something that everybody's done. So I was in a situation, I think I just had to forfeit the luxury of the cowboy hat. And I just went.
Sometimes, dude, you don't got time.
I know what it was. No, this is what it was. It gets gross. Somebody before me had peed all over the seat. And so it was either wipe it off or sit in it or wipe it off and put the ass gasket in.
Oh, I'm a wipe and put the gasket. You're not going to just put the gasket. Like, you still, that's for germs. It's not like a sponge.
Well, I was going to hover at that point. So it was a bad situation all around. My stomach wasn't cooperating with any type of the situation except for execute the plan. Get there, take a shit. That was it. There was no funny business.
Like I said, dude, there's sometimes you don't got time.
No. Let's see here. Have you ever talked about that? Driving around and you see a 10-foot high fence. Now, we're no dummies. Nobody puts a 10-foot high fence up for funsies. You only know that that's up for one reason. I'm talking about out in the country, drive around the country roads.
2 reasons.
2? What's the second?
1 is growing weed, and 2 is doing tweaker shit.
Oh.
Chop shops and...
Tweaker shit usually involves marijuana plants. So you're saying that you think some guys are just doing like chop shops?
Oh, yeah. That happens a lot.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
that's
I didn't even
tweaker
think
stuff.
about that.
That is 100% tweaker stuff.
I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking straight marijuana.
Or they'll, if it's like a black wrought iron fence, they'll put, little blue tarps and stuff in there. It's like, come on, bud.
Right.
Really?
So they'll buy the
little Harbor Freight.
Well, no, they'll buy the now they're not buying it, but before they would buy like T111 or those 10-foot planks of corrugated aluminum.
Yeah.
Or they'll buy plywood and just stick it straight up and down, not sideways, horizontal, but straight up and down. And then they'll just stack them up like that and go all the way around the whole house. Like, who does that, right? So there's only one reason for doing that. And there are usually a lot of people there in the morning and then nobody there in the afternoon, strictly because they're just pruning,
watering,
doing the basics, moving on.
Tending to the garden.
In fact, I took out an orchard one time, and there was I looked over a 10-foot high fence, and I was in an excavator, and there was just a dude standing there with looks like a AR-15 or.
I was just saying, I can guarantee there was a rifle on him.
And he was just staring at me, and I stared at him, and just kind of turned the thing away, turned the machine off, found my truck, and I went home. So I'm not
getting paid enough for this.
Well, I wasn't going to go into that situation with like, hey, you saw something you weren't supposed to see type of thing. And I'm just a sitting duck in an excavator that moves
2 miles an hour
as fast as you can walk.
Yeah, that is true.
I wasn't going to do that, so I just turned that puppy off, and my life wasn't worth that orchard to be pulled out that day.
Right. I'll come back another day.
Okay. The other thing was I got a lump on my wrist. So check this thing out. It's not. You see it? Right there?
Yeah.
It's kind of going away right now. I don't know if I hit it on something, but it's just a straight cyst, and it was getting bigger and bigger, and it looks kind of smaller right now. But it was a little bit bigger. It looked like a marble.
If you stayed farther away from the bathroom counter, it'd be okay.
So my brother had these when we were kids, and they're just straight cysts on your wrist.
That's we're going with genetics, huh? Okay.
And basically what we did was, to get rid of it, was I said, hey, hold your wrist out. Let me see. And I had a thick Bible in my hand. You could use whatever you want. But I took the Bible and I, boom, right on the old wrist. And
broke it?
Just popped it, basically. Ugh. And he screamed. I'm pretty sure that one popped. He'll have to fact check me on that one and tell me, but pretty sure it popped. But yeah, so if you look it up, what to do with the wrist, they usually tell you, if you look it up on the internet, they usually tell you, do not smash
pop
it.
Because all you're doing is spreading the bacteria back into your body.
Well, there's, so what it is it's the fluid inside of your wrist or any joint that lubricates it.
Yeah.
It gets like a little hole in your wrist, I guess. And I'm not a doctor, obviously, but that fluid.
You almost had me fooled with how you were describing fluid in the wrist.
That fluid will build up outside of your wrist. So the little pocket of it will go outside, and then it'll slowly just keep filling up. But they advise you not, no medical procedure is take a Bible and smash it.
I don't know. I have seen what were those little what were those one pastors that were speaking in tongues, like hitting people over the head with books and punching them in the face, and then magically they've they don't have cerebral palsy anymore and they're doing cartwheels. You never know.
In the name of the Father, I'll command this out of your body.
I'm gonna punch you in the face and ta-da, you can walk.
And then you just fall over and you can walk.
Yeah.
You think that was real?
No.
But there's a lot of people that are in the audience that buy into it.
There's a lot of stupid people.
But obviously they were all coming because some of those people in that congregation was like...
Or maybe they were paid actors.
There was like 500 people in there. There's no
Cash
way.
talks and bullshit walks, bud.
Yeah, but still, there's like Joel Osteen. He doesn't do that, but he's like a Christian motivational speaker, basically what he is.
Yeah,
and he'll pull like 50,000 viewers on any Sunday, and that's his congregation's big enough to where they're using the old Houston
Oilers
Rockets.
Oh, okay,
the Houston Rockets
arena.
That's where they hold church, not just one time, 1 year event. Every single Sunday, they hold church with I don't know how big that place is, but average about 50,000 views. That's a lot of freaking.
There's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. You're not paying those people.
You got me on that one.
But those ones that you would see, like those
televangelistic preacher guy.
Yeah. Whatever their names are.
I forget their names, but some of them are actually, the remakes of them where they're like, instead of hitting them in the forehead, they're shooting the fireballs at them. Like those are pretty good.
There's that one video that you showed me on YouTube where there's the drummer going. I think it's called drummer going ham. Church choir.
I think they're singing that Ocean song or something, and he's like. It just totally screws this perfect female solo singer up.
She's just singing all laid back and just doing worship, and all of a sudden the drums come in, boom, 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 and then a true on heavy drum beat rocking through, and nobody flinches though. Nobody acts like it's crazy.
Let me find it. Just for the viewers to watch up.
Well, I don't know if we can play the song.
No, just so at least we can, give the viewers drum beat. Damn.
Go drum. It's church drum beat, and then there's a bunch of other ones where the guys are dancing like crazy. We showed that other one though that we talked about of the guy looking for a river.
So, for the viewers that want a good chuckle, it's a 1 minute and 49 video. It's called Hillsong Oceans Inappropriate Drum Solo. It's a good read. It is a good read.
That's great.
I'm low key upset I was not there that day.
Well,
I am not gonna lie.
That kick drum is really
It comes in thick,
loud.
just you're like, what is going on?
But then if you keep going, like you go down the rabbit hole with like church YouTube videos, and there's like guys just playing the piano all crazy. For a while, we were sending those back and forth to each other. One guy said the cross on the wall falls down and hits the dude in the head.
I've seen that one. That one's actually pretty good. Oh man, there's so many good ones out there.
What were the ones we were going down the other day? Oh, it was a news.
The news anchor fails or something.
Yeah.
There's some pretty good ones in there.
There was a lot of basically just news anchor bloopers.
Yeah.
Or they get the giggles.
Yeah, they get the giggles, or they say something like inappropriate. Like one guy said something about like instead of the Grand Tetons, like the Grand Titties. I mean Tetons. There's some good ones in there.
Yeah, you have to look at it.
It's a deep rabbit hole though.
Yeah,
you start watching them, and there's probably 100 different videos of them.
There's like 45-minute long videos that we're watching.
And then what sucks is then you watch that whole one, and then it goes to the next video, and half of that video is ones from that original one, but it's pretty good.
They're
stuff.
Funny enough, and they're worth it to watch it twice.
Yeah, 100%. I've paid more for less.
Right. By the way, we have Price is Right going on in the background right here. And,
I do see that with a nice 70s
I think we're
microphone.
on 1984 right now.
1984.
But the lady just missed the old putt.
Oh.
The old putt game. That was a good game.
That was a good one. How about the mountain climber?
Yes.
Was going, you're like, oh, he fell off.
The worst game was the check game. Write the check. Have you ever? Man, this line is
which one?
So there's a check game where you get an item, right? Say there's like a stereo system.
Okay.
So they'll take that stereo system and they'll say you write a check for the difference. So if you think that stereo system is $1,500, well then write the check for whatever amount that you think will equal between $3,000 to $3,500. So it's super confusing already. Like, okay, well, I think that's $1,500. So you got to write a check for anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000, and then you win it. But I've watched quite a few episodes where that game's on there. Nobody understands it when he explains it to them. In fact, I've never seen anybody win that game.
Maybe it's rigged, bro. It's like the like throw the little softball in the basket at the carnival.
True. The other game that I've never seen anybody win is you reach your hand into this like net. It's called like the baseball game or strikeout. If you get 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah, it's got the little like Plinko, Plinko tabs. Oh yeah.
So you watch them put 3 strikes in there. Then you watch them put 4 numbers in there. And they'll even tell you you have to pick where the numbers go. So if it's a car, it'll be $7,842, which back then that's what they were going for, $7,000. Yeah. But you don't know what's already inside there. There could already be like 10 strikes because I haven't seen anybody win that game either.
Man, it's been a minute since I've seen. I couldn't say.
You got to start watching again.
I do. I don't watch TV much just because, well, if I do watch TV, it's something Vice Grip Garage or something as far political.
But see, Price is Right is as hard. You're not sitting there like watching it because it's not that intense. So you could just put it on basically super low, and it could just be like background.
Like background noise, like you don't sleep to it. I don't know. Like, that black jacket he's wearing that's pretty loud. that has some loud burnt raspberry.
That is a beauty.
Maybe harvest gold brown in it.
See what a study is though?
Oh, bro. Old Shatiqua and her 6-inchers.
He's always got his arm around the ladies. He's getting kisses from the ladies.
Could you imagine if they did this show now?
No.
Oh, dude.
He would have been fired.
Yep.
Probably for the one.
Holy shit. How long is her name?
I don't know. All right. Well, you want to take a little break here?
Yeah, we'll take a quick break.
Let's take a break.
Oh, Meemaw just came on.
We'll take a break.
My grandma literally had pants that high. Sorry, Grandma.
The grandma that gave me the sweater machine.
Yep.
Nice.
Little Grandma Gert.
Oh, that was nice. All right. You want to send us out? Send us out to break?
You can go ahead.
All you got to say is YuSKool, go to break.
YuSKool, go to break.
Perfect.
You got some things to move. You call cow freight. Refrigerated or dry food. Cow freight. Pick up the dang old phone and call cow freight.
California Freight, a family-owned and operated business since 1989. Located right here in California's Central Valley. And just like our military, they're serving this country nationwide. Cal Freight takes pride in all their loads, coast to coast, no matter what you need delivered, whether it's food, beverage, dry goods, or anything in bulk. They're making sure that load's delivered on time. Let's face it, your customers are their customers too. So call Cal Freight, 209-599-5418. Hey, it never hurts to get an extra bid.
Call cow freight. Cow freight. You know I'm calling cow freight. Call cow freight.
Hey everyone, I am here to tell you about a business owned by my good friend John Hyder. It's called Silo Hill Web. Silo Hill Web is a web design and internet marketing agency in the Treasure Valley of Idaho. They offer everything from custom web design to social media marketing. It doesn't matter if you live in Idaho or here in California. Silo Hill Web can help you succeed in the digital marketing landscape. Check him out at www.silohillweb.com.
All right, we are back from break. That was a short break there. Didn't really get a whole lot accomplished. But we did get a little fresh air because it's hot in here.
It's warm.
Well, without the garage door open this time. Usually I got the garage door open. And it is, it's warm.
It's warm.
I was sweating.
That doesn't take much.
Well, it's embarrassing, to be honest with you. You're not sweating. I am sweating.
You're not sweating. You're glistening.
Well, I'm
I think that's what the women say.
perspirating. Would that be it?
At least you don't got like little man tit sweat. That would be embarrassing.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
if this was a gray shirt, yes, you could probably see it.
I. That's what friends are for. Like, hey, cut bait, bro.
Go change your
Yeah.
shirt.
Just something.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just embarrassing.
this ain't happening.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I think you. Go ahead.
I was just gonna bring up one of the things that we didn't get to talk about. Are you ready for it?
Let's do it.
4 ideas for a wedding. 4 ideas for a wedding that you've probably never thought of. I'm gonna just go out on a thin limb, and I'm a heavy guy. You've probably never thought of these. These were brought to my attention the other day at a wedding, and the dude came up to me, approached me, and he said, "Hey, I got to tell you about these wedding ideas." It was 2 guys actually, and they would be great for the podcast because they think so far outside the box that to capture some of the things that they say would be amazing, and probably keep your imagination rolling. And number one, you'd be thinking to yourself, how the hell do they think of these things? So let me just toss these out to you, okay? 4 ideas for a wedding. Idea number 1. a kiss cam during the wedding. So
Okay.
while you're eating dinner,
Different than the kiss booth, correct?
not a kissing booth.
Gotcha.
Because
The kiss booth, like, yeah. No, I know
thinking
what you're
of the
talking about,
picture
like, you know,
booth.
like the King's Games type thing. I gotcha.
But you have to have a large television or projector set up, like in the corner, and you'd have to
Yeah.
have somebody walking around with a video camera, you know, it's going onto the screen,
Gotcha.
so everybody can see it. So while everybody's going ding 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 with the cups,
Yeah.
you would pick somebody to kiss, and this is only while people are sitting down. So
Like during dinner.
during dinner.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess you could do it at
you can do
any
it
time.
whenever, but
It would be the best probably during dinner.
yeah, because that's where people are most situated together.
So, but you wouldn't just do kiss cam on the brand new bride and groom.
No.
You would do kiss cam on like grandpa and grandma, maybe your uncle and aunt, some friends,
Little kids,
little
like
kids,
the boy and girl.
or somebody who's just brought their date for the very first time to a wedding. You know, make it as awkward as possible. So, kiss cam, which is kind of impossible to do, would be kind of a cool idea if you had the right venue. If you had like a permanent setup venue and they paid for it, that would be pretty cool. But how realistic is it?
So what other three do we got?
Okay. Dancing lessons on the side. Okay.
Also only known for white people weddings.
So what you would do is you would pull a few to the side and you could pay an instructor really quick to teach you a couple moves. If you wanted to do like the waltz, the two-step, or maybe just like the sprinkler mixed in with the lawnmower.
Or the drunk white girl.
Drunk white girl doesn't need any help to do the drunk white girl. But if you're a drunk white guy, you might need a little help to do the drunk white girl.
Touche.
But there, basically what it was people were just out on the floor kind of looking at each other, like kind of moving back and forth. And he's like, okay, this is where we come in handy. Because you could pull these people to the side, and for $5 each, you could teach them how to dance. Put together some moves, do whatever you want. You know who would be the best for this? Bones.
Bones is one of the very few white people that actually has some soul in the soles of his feet.
You know, Bones is so great like that in that type of situation. I should hire him out to go with me on weddings, and he could be like the entertainment during the, like while people are eating or during the dancing.
I love Bonies and all, but let's face it. We know when Bonies is around booze.
Well, there'll be no booze roll, no drinking, no drinking.
Sure, that would happen.
Okay, idea number 3: pre-written speeches Okay.
I think that's already done, though.
Pre-written speeches
Yeah.
right there on the spot.
Pre-written speeches means like they've already written them out.
Yeah, I know, but right there on the spot, like, okay, I have a bridesmaid. Okay, this would be the service that I would offer as a DJ. Sorry, I forgot to offer that.
So you would write the speeches for them.
I would write the
Gotcha.
speeches for them.
Yeah.
It's okay. You need a bridesmaid speech, a best man speech. Maybe the father of the bride needs a speech. You can make it super like just basic and bare bones.
That'd be pretty basic because usually those have like a lot of personal elements into it. And
Yeah, or you could also do a prayer. People are worried about the prayer, so you could just have like a prayer written out.
yeah,
So like
that would make sense.
While I'm DJing, and the guy that because sometimes while you're at the wedding, somebody will get asked to pray at the wedding. So I could just have it. Hey, for $5, I'll say you this prayer.
And it's usually like the drunk uncle. Like
The drunk uncle that they think is religious.
yeah.
Hey, I've been asked to pray at a few weddings, so
And it starts going down, and then please be with my ex-wife who's from the devil. I'm like, okay, let's take the microphone from Uncle Tony.
or the grandma from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation,
Yes,
where she
100%.
starts saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, I mean, shit, Biden does that now. He's like, nah.
On the regular. So pre-written speeches, I could already have like a fabricated, just like a very generic speech for the bridesmaid, just like, hey, you know, we're best friends. Thanks for having me up here. I'm super excited for you. Here's to lots of kids, blah, blah, blah. Keep it very simple and basic. That's all you got to do. We grew up together, or you could change it to we've known each other for 2 years, or keep it simple. So you could do, so far we have kiss
3.
cam, we have the side dancing lessons, and we have the pre-written speeches. Now this fourth one, I'm sure has probably already been done. I've never seen it or heard of it executed. But if you're looking for people to fill spots, say your groom has 5 really good friends and you're one of those girls that just doesn't have very many girlfriends, because we know that some
females are not nice to each other.
Ladies that don't have very many friends.
Due to their own issues.
So maybe they have 2, right? They got like a sister and an old like college roommate or so you got 2. You need 3 more, because your husband, he's got 5. You don't want to ask like some people that everybody knows isn't really your friend. It's just like a courtesy invite.
Yeah.
So you would hire out positions, right? So okay,
there's a mountain climber.
There's the mountain climber. So you would hire out positions, and you could talk, you know, because we always talk to the bride and groom prior.
Yeah.
And like, hey, you know, I'm having a hard time finding my second one, my third one, my fourth one. So, she
just lost. The mountain climber went over the cliff. Sorry, guys.
So, what you could do prior is you could say, okay, I got 2 friends. They're from maybe out of town or something, but have a few people that are lined up. So then not only that, but the girls can make the other girls at their wedding jealous. Be like, oh, how does she know all these people? And they're attractive looking people.
But how are you going to work the bridesmaid dresses, though?
Well,
because there's usually like certain colors.
Yeah.
And
but lately they've been doing same color, different styles. So
or like just the simple like white dress with the cowboy boots type thing, where it's pretty generic.
Well, no, the bridesmaids have been like wearing like, say like it's pastel color or purple or whatever. They're not all the same style dress, because maybe there's the heavier girl in the wedding.
There's the bustier girl.
Then
Always.
there's the skinny girl. Then there's
the thicker girl.
Then there's the maybe the more, what's the girl that's a little bit more conservative. She wants to have like more not less showing. I should
less
say
chest showing.
So basically, you could have, as long as you get in the same realm of colors,
yeah,
you're good to go. So that way, because that's kind of what people have been doing. So you're not all wearing the same exact dress. So anyways, those are the 4 ideas. You got kiss cam, side dancing lessons, pre-written speeches, and hire people out to be in your wedding. What do you think? Any of them work? Realistic?
I think a couple might work.
You can say no.
The pre-written speeches, other than like a prayer, I'd say won't work. The fill-in bridesmaid could go either way. The kiss cam, 100%.
Kiss cam is your favorite idea?
Yeah.
No dancing lessons?
I just, they always say, if you can't dance, just drink more. I don't know.
But there's also those people at weddings that think they can dance.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, if you got white people with 2 left feet, you ain't teaching those guys in 20 minutes. 20 weeks would even be a push.
I have a wedding this weekend coming up that I'm going to DJ, and I'm thinking I should offer one of my services, like have a pre-written, because I know I know a few of the people in the wedding, and I could like toss up like, hey, here's a few ideas. Oh, there's how you would do it. Okay, so instead of just writing them, having them already written up, you could say, okay, we went to college, we did this together, we went to school, we've known each other this long. You submit that information into it. Somebody writes a speech.
So you get you get in essence the basic personal information for the speech, and then you just rewrite it.
Then you could write it.
That I'm okay with on that.
You could do that.
You could do that. if you do it that way, I'm good with that. The kiss cam.
Not Bones' dancing lessons.
Man, I know my dancing skill. I ain't learning that shit in 20 minutes.
No escort for the bridesmaids, groomsmen.
You know, and as sad as that is, they would actually the bride would probably actually be like easier to get along with a random stranger than a friend.
Probably.
They would probably become friends because
she was in her wedding.
Yeah.
Hell, why not? All right. Well, you want to wrap this thing up? Just call it good.
No,
you got a couple more minutes. I know
got a little bit.
You're in a time crunch a little bit.
She can wait.
What do you got going on tonight?
The wifey half and the oldest kid are going to a movie.
What movie are they going to?
I don't even know. I think it was The Quiet Place. Dude, I don't even know the last time I've seen him.
So movie theaters are open.
Yeah, this is one in Manteca.
The old.
No, not the one by old Sears of Manteca.
Not that
I don't
one.
think that one's there anymore. This is one over there by Bass Pro.
I believe that one's in N shape now.
It is an in shape. I was actually just got my license renewed for my birthday and almost pulled into the parking lot just to park out front where the old red probe.
For old memories?
For old memories' sake. There were a lot of memories. Maybe go outside, burn a heater.
What was Lance's vehicle?
That was a Ford Probe.
Oh, that's okay.
Ford Probe GT with that red. Had the turbo.
Yeah.
He was so proud of that thing.
Every time I pull into that parking lot, I still think of our fellow employee or former employee sitting there smoking a 100 Wave, full flavor.
The worst.
Drinking like a 32-ounce Mountain Dew.
Yep.
Snacking on some Dollar Tree cookies.
With his one tooth.
With his one tooth hanging out.
Lance Shields. Props.
He's now passed. God rest his soul. R.I.P. brother. But he would wear a fanny pack.
Yeah, he did.
And
a black leather one.
That's where he kept all his financial goods, his receipts, his cigarettes and lighter, some gum. Who knows what
Cell
else? Cell phone. He'd keep it all. Hey, he was a grown man rocking a leather fanny pack.
Well before it was cool. We're talking post early 90s, like pre 2015, where all these kids think they're cool wearing a fanny pack. Like he was cool when it was uncool to be cool.
So when you went through that parking lot, did you think of him?
I'm not gonna lie, it was weird just like seeing that stop sign and like, man, it's been 25 years since I've been here.
Yeah. I went into, because they got a Harbor Freight now next door.
Yeah, they do.
So I went to that Harbor Freight the other day, which is actually a really clean, really nice Harbor Freight. It's a little bit bigger than normal
Harbor Freight
Freights.
and clean are kind of one of those are two words you don't usually put together.
But it was one of those Harbor Freights where normally it seems like they're packing everything in and everything's on top of each other and there's not enough space for everything. This Harbor Freight is actually spread out. It smells clean. The floors are clean. It's a different vibe than the one off of Carpenter. The one off of Carpenter is very gross. And there's a few homeless people on that one, actually.
Shocking.
And it's right next to like Paradise out there, so you get all the Paradise traffic.
Right there at Kansas.
Yeah, that one's the gross one. So when they opened that one, and then in Manteca, and they opened the one in Turlock, the Turlock one is actually pretty nice too.
It's Turlock.
It's right next to the Costco.
Oh, okay.
It's
right
they
there
just
off of Main
opened it.
Street.
No, they just opened it. So
Or is it Folkerth?
I believe it's Folkerth.
Folkerth.
But it's
Not that I care. It's Turdlock.
Or you're probably not going to go there.
Nope.
Would you go to the Manteca one first or the Carpenter one first?
I would definitely say the Manteca one.
Yeah, it's kind of a
It's
jaunt.
a little bit closer, and
it is across town, but we kind of got that pattern figured out.
oh yeah,
After we went there,
I spent many a mile on those Manteca roadways.
you could probably drive there blindfolded.
I could find a few houses.
We you winked at me when you said
I did not wink.
You winked at me.
I maybe had like a spasm in my eye.
No, that was a straight up man wink at another man. You winked at me. Admit it. Was there a reason for the wink? No, he's shaking his head. He's shaking his head. That was like the wink that they gave LBJ after he swore into presidency.
Yeah.
One man winks to another grown man. It's all right. It's all good. But we had some shenanigans going on at the old Sears.
There were a few shenanigans.
The Manteca Sears. Is there still a Manteca Sears?
There was one. It was over there. I forget the name of the street, but it's over there by that J&M Equipment.
Oh, that's
what is that name? Power? No, not Powers.
It's kind of by the PetSmart.
Yes, I think it's actually like right next to the PetSmart. It's super, 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 super small.
Oh, really?
It's pretty ghetto.
Garbage.
Yeah,
What
definitely.
do they sell? Like some tools and stuff?
Yeah, but it's like not even a quarter of the size of.
Really?
Oh, it's super small. Like they don't even have a warehouse.
Really?
Like their warehouse wall was like the fridge line, and then there's like a break in the fridge that, you know, they could access like their office and their bathroom, and like they had like nothing in stock.
Now, there are no more Sears open, right? Sears just kind of discontinued, or is there still some Sears open?
I believe that there are still some Sears open, but for the most part, I believe they just went bankrupt.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the one in Modesto is obviously gone. It's now a Dick's.
So there is one in Stockton. I don't know if the actual Sears is open. I know they still have signs out front. I don't work North Stockton, so but if there are a few that are open, that's just it. It's pretty much dead.
The one in Modesto, which was like the staple that I thought was in the Vintage Fair
Modesto
Mall.
was pretty big.
They had
Modesto, and then you had Tracy.
Well, they had a full-on like lube shop, right, or tire
So
shop.
Stockton did too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Stockton had a whole separate like automotive building.
And they just poor management. I don't understand how that works out.
I think the biggest thing that really actually screwed Sears is the internet. Like a lot of these businesses, it was just cheaper to order off the internet.
Yeah, but they could have went from the Sears catalog
to Sears.com.
Yeah. Had anybody seen that coming, you know, because they kind of had that market cornered. The JCPenney catalog, the Sears catalog.
No, they definitely did.
But they didn't go with the times.
Probably not.
There was nothing better, though, than looking through the Sears catalog.
Yeah.
That was great. It was always sitting next to the toilet.
And it was about 2 inches thick.
And who knew how many germs were in there?
A lot.
There was a few pages that are always kind of worn out, especially the women's brassiere section.
I knew that was coming.
Not so much as a little kid, but when I got older, in my teens,
those maiden fair plus size women ones really got you. Like, ooh, I don't know.
That was the same place that I started chewing tobacco. Be going into the bathroom, know I'm going to take a shower, toss a little pinch of Rooster in the cheek, take a shower.
See, I started chewing on the old Levi Garrett. Remember the gold pouch?
Oh, wow. That's cowboy stuff.
Going to the Ripon High football games with a big old gold pouch of Levi Garrett.
That stuff's so sweet. It kind of reminds me of Southern Comfort now that I think about it.
I saw it on the shelf a year ago, and I don't even chew, and I almost bought it just to try it again.
I did that the other day with Black and Milds. Or maybe it's been a year now, but no bueno. They're not as good as they used to be. The wood tip Black and Milds.
Dude, it's been a minute since I never really got too far into smoking those, but
yeah. Well, so the Levi Garrett though.
Yeah,
that's
stuff, thick.
That stuff is thick, very.
That
thick.
stuff you could probably use as like brick mortar.
And the syrup that comes off of it that you spit out.
Dude, you could spit on the ground and was like still leaving your mouth as it hit the ground. Like it is thick.
It's just a very sweet taste. You ever took a bite off like what they call the brick?
Oh, I've never like bit off chew. No.
No, either have I. But I've seen it in when I was stationed in Missouri. They would have like the brick.
That's some hillbilly shit.
You literally
that's
take
some
it and
hillbilly shit.
gnaw it off and you spit it out. Yeah. When I saw it, I was very tempted to try it, but here's the problem. Here was the hurdle. It cost $3.
Ooh, a whole $3.
And at that time, I was living off of military income, which was probably, what was it? Maybe $400 a pay period every 2 weeks.
Ooh.
So $3 to me was a big deal. And you could also buy a log of Copenhagen at that time for $10. Was it 10? $15, which I think a log is like 5 cans, something like that.
Yeah, 5 or 6. I can't remember.
Man, you are just knee deep in these text messages.
Hey, man.
You
Information.
sure this isn't a chick?
Well, I can listen and type and talk at the same time.
Just checking. Just checking. Or can you? So, anyways, yeah, I have a wedding coming up, and my family is going camping for the weekend. Obviously, you can't type and text or talk and text.
Yeah, I can. You said something about your family going camping this weekend, and I sent a message, and I got a message, and I still listened, and I still responded.
And he got another text message.
And I got
in
a few
between.
more.
You can answer him if you want.
That's all good. I already saw it.
We are going camping. We're going camping, or my wife is going camping this weekend, pretty much without me. Basically driving her up, dropping off the camping trailer. She's camping with the kids in Don Pedro and with the Booths. They're going with another family. And then I'm going to come back up Sunday morning because Monday's a holiday. So I'll come back up Sunday morning. And then, because Monday is what? Labor Day? Memorial Day? It's one of those days.
Got to be Memorial Day because Labor Day is usually in September.
So it's Memorial Day. Memorial Day is Monday, day off. So that'll be the day to bring back the trailer, wrap up camp, all the shebango. But we're going to Don Pedro. So we'll see how that goes. Wish me good luck because I'm not much of a camper, but it's full hookups. So,
at that point, it's not even camping, dude.
So it's not that bad. We got the air conditioner on the RV.
If you have air conditioning,
television,
hot and cold water, TV, and a bed,
coffee maker,
that ain't camping, bro.
Got a radio, got a propane fire pit. We got plenty of electricity.
Like I said, that ain't camping.
Well,
the closest you can get to camping is glamping.
That's called glamping, then.
That's glamping. Pretty glamping, dude.
It should be fun though. The kids
me and you have spent enough time on our back in a little pup tent with a rock in your back. Okay, that's camping.
That was horrible.
It is horrible.
But
that's camping.
That was absolutely horrible. No showers.
That will put hair on your balls and make you a man.
We took no showers.
This is also true.
That was horrible.
For like 3 days.
Oh, look, they're giving away another waterbed. They love these waterbeds on here.
Well, it's only appropriate for 84.
I get it. All right, well, let's wrap it up. You got to get rolling. It's already 8 o'clock.
It is what it is.
Any final words that you would like to say to wrap this up, get this going?
Yeah, normally I make it pretty short and sweet with my coworkers. But on May the 11th, this world lost a true hero. I'll try not to break up. His name was Jimmy, and he was not only a coworker, he was a good friend of mine. And it's a day I will never forget. I can go on and on about how awesome this guy was. But I'll tell one story, and I'll try and make it quick. Just so people know Jimmy for who Jimmy was, and he wasn't just a news article. Me and my son worked on my Mustang that I used to have in high school. It's been brought up in episodes past. And long story short, me and Jimmy loved cars. And he'd come in every day and we'd talk cars. And he had a 7-month-old son. And he would always ask, what me and my son were doing on the car. And he would sit there with that stupid smile he always had. And he always loved to hear us making memories with it. Long story short, I finished it up and had a car show. And Jimmy had a detailing skill like no one had ever known. And needed a lot of work, so I brought it to him, and he charged me $200. And left it with him. Came back the next day to pick it up. And did an absolute bang-up job. And Jimmy was always worried about doing everything perfect to the point where he was still detailing it when I drove up. And he told me, hey, did I do a good enough job? And he, along with everyone else who knew me, I said, Jimmy, if it wasn't perfect, I wouldn't have told you so. And we chuckled. And he said, yeah, I know you would have. Well, we went to go leave, and my son was all smiles because, he was so happy this thing was clean. And Jimmy had taken a video as we left, and I got home, and I called Jimmy, and I said, hey, man, I'm pretty sure I owe you more than $200 because of the job you did. And Jimmy being Jimmy said, I love hearing stories of you and your son making memories, and I can't wait to make those same memories with my son. And seeing the smile on your son's face, I'm pretty sure I'm the one who owes you $200.
It's pretty cool, dude.
And that's who Jimmy was.
And this was days before?
This was a weekend before.
Wow.
I know it's often said that, he was the best guy you'd ever know. And I didn't realize how often that was said because they didn't know Jimmy. Because Jimmy was the best person, the most kind-hearted, most genuine soul you would ever meet. And fatefully, he was taken from us on May 11th. And I'll never forget you, buddy.
All right, buddy. Good stuff right there. That's heartfelt. So, to all the men and women serving this beautiful country, whether it's air, land, or sea, we salute you. To all the first responders, 2-legged and 4-legged, thank you for your service. YuSKool, out.
2-legged 33.
223 to dispatch. Can you raise 2 Baker 56, Officer Jimmy in?
Dispatch all units, clear the air and stand by for priority traffic. 2 Baker 56. Dispatch to 2 Baker 56, officer in. This is the final call for 2 Baker 56, Officer Jimmy in, badge number 2800. End of watch, May 11th, 2021. Thank you for your service, Officer in. You can rest in peace. We have it from here. Dispatch clear.